Hello, am start. Today I am back, and today we're gonna talk about the best Pokemon to Terrestalise in Scarlet and Violet. But before we do this, we have to talk about this right here. So my man Phantom sent me this. Shout out to you, my man. Basically, this is pretty much confirmed. The only thing I'm not sure is confirmed is actually that we actually will get the 1.5 stab boost, because that would be kind of broken. Even though I don't like I don't like them changing this. And yes, I'm still a bit sick, but I am feeling better, which is why I'm gonna make this video right now. So yeah, so you can see here we have the fire flying Pokemon Charizard. You all know him, you all hate him or love him, I don't know. I don't care, to be honest. And as you can see, we have a 1.5 stat boost for fire moves and flying moves. And when it Terrestalise into a fire type, we'll get a 2 times stab boost from fire type moves. So fire type moves will do double the damage, which is insane if you think about the power that Dynamax Charizard did with like solar blaze, fire power, solar power, fire, sun boosted fire moves, whatever. Imagine that boy Terrastalizes. And you know what's crazy? He's still gonna keep a flying type stab. Like, that's insane. But then, if he Terrastalizes into a water type, he gets a 1.5 times boost to water type moves. But then he's excuse me, he still has a fire stab and a water stab, which is crazy. Which is crazy. So yeah, shout out to Phantom for the information. So like I said, everything about this is confirmed except for the like 1.5 stab boost. I'm not sure about this. So what does this mean? Well, if we have a Regieleki, okay, maybe a bad example. Let's say we have what Pokemon is? Oh yeah, Kyogre. We give Kyogre a choice specs. We give it Water Spout, and we are in the rain. Well, I saw a thumbnail about this. I didn't click the video yet because, like, honestly, I don't really care. But like, this is gonna be twice as powerful as the regular Water Spout. You guys thought single target, which is basically a 30% boost Water Spout, was broken. This is double as strong as the Water Spout, and it hits both Pokemon. So what are the best Pokemon to Terrestalise? Well, obviously, Shedinja. No, I'm kidding. I don't think he will be in the game. Sad. Rip Shedinja. You will be missed. Oh wait, let me actually change the scene by the way. So that way you can see more. Rip Shedinja. Oh man. Well, what are actually the best Pokemon to Terrestalise? First of all, should be pretty obvious Regieleki. Because Regieleki is known for having pretty much only electric type moves, which is literally the whole point of this fucking Pokemon, bro. But it only has electric type moves. And now they are making a game, and I'm like 90% sure, like I hope I'm incorrect, but like I'm 90% sure this guy will be in the game. So we give him Terra Blast. Let's just make it Terrain Pulse for now. He'll be able to Terrestalise into an Ice type to one-shot Landorus. You will be able to Terrestalise into a Water type to one-shot Pokemon like Golem, I guess, like that's a water, or Rapiria, for example. Rapiria would be I don't know if he actually one-shot this. One thing you have to keep in mind, Regieleki is only so strong because its Transistor ability already multiplies its electric type moves. But think about this. Rising voltage, 140 base power, 1.5 boost from Transistor, 2 times boost from Stab. This man is gonna go crazy. Another thing I thought about. What if you Terrestalise this boy into a flying type? First of all, ground type moves can't hit you anymore. But second of all, you can also now hit grass types. Which, after thinking about this, I don't know if you actually need to hit grass type, because like rising voltage cannot take care of him unless the opponent does have a Rillaboom, which I don't want to play this meta with Lecky and Rillaboom, but it's gonna happen at some point. So you know, yeah. But you can also like hit grass types and stuff, so that's why I think Lecky is gonna be busted. But enough of meta bullshit for now. Let's talk about fun ones. Stacker Decker! Mura Mura! Bizarro. It's like straight out of an anime. And I remember I was like, before I like started playing competitively myself, I watched this YouTuber and he used like Stack Attacker, which is called Mura Mura in German. And he was like, damn bro, it's like straight out of an anime. And when like he literally like had an anime where someone like said, Mura Mura, Bizarro Raum. That was like the most epic thing I've ever seen. But why is Mura Mura gonna, or Stack Attacker gonna be busted? Body press, bro. This man got 212 defense. You can still max out its attack because obviously its speed is already super low. Just give it like 0 speed. You don't even really need to invest in the attack. You can just make it like plus defense, minus speed. Like give it like 4 speed def and like 4 HP or whatever. Give this man gyro ball. Give this man rock slide so that way you can flinch everybody. Trick room of course. Pair this man up with like an Amogus or an Ndidi or whatever. Bro, body press. It's gonna hit so damn hard, bro. Especially paired with a beast. Boost. Sheesh. It's gonna go crazy. So think about this. Body press, stab. But then you still have stab on rock slide and gyro ball, bro. Sheesh. That's gonna be my number 1 anti-meta pick in this meta when it comes to creative terrestrializing, bro. Like this man is gonna go crazy. And also think about this. You are only going to be fighting type. Like think about how bulky this Pokemon already is. I mean, we don't even need the attack most likely, right? We can just invest like full into bulk. You are only going to be a fighting type. Which what is fighting type weak to? Flying, fairy, stuff like this. Oh wait, guess what Stack Attacker hits with its stab moves? Flying types, fairies, stuff like this. And also, the 2 4 times weaknesses are not gonna be there anymore. So Stack Attacker, probably my number 1 that Terrestalise candidate. This boy is gonna be so busted in the early meta, bro. I can't wait. Actually, he's probably not gonna be in the early meta, but when he comes out, he's gonna be my number 1 guy. Cause also like Han counters Pokemon like Incineroar, like Rillaboom, if he is a fighting type, pretty much as well, because he's gonna be so bulky and body press gonna do so much. Landorus I gets one shot by gyro ball. So yeah, this man gonna be absolutely crazy. And then you can still give it like a weakness policy or whatever. Or like you can literally get away with using like a mental herb or a life orb on this guy. Like that's gonna be so fire, bro. So fire. Next up with fire, Torkoal. Obviously, you guys have thought about Torkoal Eruption. I feel like I still wanna talk about this one. Because Torkoal is obviously channel favorite, bro. This one is so fire. It's carried so much of my games, bro. Obviously, if you terrestrialize this guy into a fire type, blah blah blah, it's gonna go crazy, but this guy also gets body press. 140 defense. Yeah. Crazy. Also, this guy gets solar beam, 120 base power in the sun, while you still keep stab eruption. Crazy, bro. Crazy. You can also give this guy bulldoze to activate Stack Attacker's weakness policy, which I wouldn't recommend because again I would terrestrialize Stack Attacker turn 1 because you can set up Trick Room defensively easily. And also if you predict your opponent to predict you to terrestrialize into a fighting type and then go for flying or like what was the other one, fairy type moves, you can just not terrestrialize and then tank those hits easily. So yeah, Torkoal, another really good terrestrialize abuser. Speaking of Trick Room, Malamar, superpower. You guys have seen me hit rank 2 with this guy twice, so you know he's super broken, bro. Well, in the right format, which was Series 10. If you haven't checked out those videos, well, feel free to not do it because they are in German, but like my other videos are kind of also in German, if you know what I mean. At least like my dialect seems to be pretty German from what I've heard, I don't know. Unfortunately, this guy's attack super bad, bro. You don't even one-shot Incineroar because superpower ain't stab. But you know what is stab? Well, Terrestalise superpower, bro. Finally, you will be able to one-shot Incineroar. And this time you will even be able to one-shot Incineroar even if you're not like Terrestalized. And also, you will still have access to like Psycho Cut, Throat Chop, Sword Iron, and then obviously Trick Room, since this guy is like super busted, bro. Yeah, I love Malamar, bro. Give this guy like an Iron Board so you can outslow Incineroar as well, since before I ran like an Expert Belt and then you still had to be intimidated in order to knock out Incineroar in one shot, which is quite sad. Okay. There's one thing that I'm thinking about. Like Pelipper, for example, right? I also got to rank 2 with this guy in Series 10 once. Actually used a really fun set, courtesy of course, the boy Randstreifen's Hacker. Same with Malamar. Oh, Torkel also rank 2, and this guy also rank 2, by the way. Bro, this is literally my Series 10 team, bro. Like, all I need is like a Carlyvex. And then who else did I have? Lurantis. Oh yeah, Lurantis, same thing as Malamar. Give this guy superpower, you're golden. Bro, this is literally like my Series 10 rank 2 team. The other one I had over Stacker Tiger was Nidoqueen, by the way. The other time I hit rank 2. But like, damn, bro. Like, this is so nostalgic for me. The good old times, bro. Series 10 was so fun. So we had an Iron Ball on this guy, because that allowed you to not get hit by Fake Out and also be super slow. And then I went for like Hurricanes and like, I don't know what else I went for. Mostly Hurricanes and like Scald or whatever. Like water type moves, of course. But think about this. This guy, I mean, this is more so for singles, but like if this guy goes down, you lose your range setter, right? So what if you just terrestrialize this guy into like a ground type or whatever to kill the electric type, and then you switch this guy out and set it in later, and then the electric type is gonna be gone, for example, right? Like I think terrestrializing is gonna be so broken in singles. Let's give you guys another reason. Also, Calyrex Ice. Just have this guy into a ground type. All of a sudden you beat Zacian. All of a sudden you beat Incineroar. Terrestrialize this boy into a water type. You can pair it up with Kyogre. And you can beat all the annoying Groudons and grass types. And you can still like go for rain boosted Terra Blast and stuff. Crazy. But what I actually want to talk about is actually weather abusers. Think about Barraskewda, may be a bad example. Think about Kingdra. We all know Kingdra can be hella broken. So what does Kingdra do? It goes for stab boosted water type moves in the rain. Well, Terra Whisker into a water type, and you only have 2 weaknesses at that point. Only weak to electric and grass, right? And then think about this. You're gonna have double boost on the water type moves, plus the 1.5 boost from rain. And then it's also going to be moves like Hydro Pump that are insanely strong. Crazy, bro. And then think about this. So I'm facing a Kingdra, and I think, okay, it's gonna terrestrialize into a water type. So I'm going to go out into my Regieleki, which can outspeed and one-shot it, for example, right? But all of a sudden, Kingdra terrestrializes into a ground type, is immune to my Eleki's hit, kills my Eleki. So I'm like, okay, it's a ground type now, let's go out into my Rillaboom. As the opponent switches out, and then he switches back in later, and all of a sudden he's a water dragon type again, does not get one shot by my Grassy Glide, and all of a sudden can kill me with like an Ice Beam or whatever. Like, do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like a bait and switch game, right? You can... Basically what I'm trying to say is you can terrestrialize every Pokemon into every type, as far as we know at the moment. So Pokemon with the ability Swift Swim, or Cloverfill, or Sand Rush, or Slush Rush are going to outspeed everything on the field unless you are using like Arctosult or Alolan Sandslash or whatever, unless you're using Hail Abusers, because they suck. But like, they're gonna pretty much outstreet everything in the tier. So that means you have an infinite amount of flexibility because you can terrestrialize these Pokemon into any type you want. So think about the rain team. Like, what are rain teams typically weak to? They are weak to grass and electric types most of the time. Because obviously those are the only two weaknesses of water. So typically what people do is they slap on Pokemon like Kingdra that are neutral to these hits. But now imagine they can terrestrialize. Like, you can terrestrialize into literally any type to fix any of those weaknesses. And what's even crazier, after you surprise beat the Pokemon that was supposed to beat you, you can still switch out and then have your Pokemon come back in later, and you will still have the typing you had before. You won't have your Terra boost anymore, but you won't need it because all of your resistances are gone. So let's say I'm using a Clefable, for example, to beat a Kingdra. Kingdra terrestrializes into a Steel type, beats my Clefable. I mean, like, okay, I can beat Steel. I can beat Steel type Kingdra with my Torkoal, for example. But now Kingdra comes back in, and all of a sudden it's a Water and Dragon type, and my Torkoal can't beat it anymore, right? Like, this is gonna be crazy. This is why I think Weather Abusers are gonna be by far the most broken Pokemon with Terrestalise. Let's see if there are other Pokemon that are gonna be absolutely busted with Terrestalise, but I haven't really thought about. First of all, really fast Pokemon, of course, since again you will be able to terrestrialize into pretty much everything and then one shot whatever you like. Let's see. Like Aegislash could be interesting. Dude, Groudon could be super interesting as well. Cause like all of these Pokemon that have super good base stats, like all of these Pokemon are gonna be so good. Because if you can terrestrialize a Pokemon, let's say I need a Pokemon that can terrestrialize into a water type, for example. I'm not gonna use a Sunkern, obviously. I'm gonna use a Pokemon that has good stats all around, obviously. So if I just need my Pokemon to terrestrialize into a water type, there are not gonna be much options, which is one thing I really don't like about terrestrializing, because basically all the Pokemon that are already good become even better, which I really don't like. Quadrant is gonna be absolutely nutty. With adaptability, you guys have seen me in BDSP use this guy. Choice Band. Literally every stall team used the Tangrowth just to beat this guy. But I ran Special Sludge Bomb on my Choice Band and Adamant Quadrant to beat this guy. And guess what? You will be able to terrestrialize and then use physical Terra Blast. Bruh, I am very excited, not gonna lie. Let's see what else. Nidoking, Nidoqueen. These ones are also gonna be nutty as all hell. Because they're gonna be so strong with a sheer force ability, rather fast or rather bulky in the case of Nidoqueen. Again, I have hit rank 2 with his Nidoqueen as well. You will be able to go for super. Actually, forget this because I don't think Terra Blast actually gets boosted by sheer force. Venusaur, another one of these monsters is gonna be super nutty. Zarude, I mean, I believe in Zarude Daddy, obviously. Guys, if you don't believe in Zarude Daddy, what are you doing on my channel, bro? I don't know. Oh, dude, Alolan Marowak. Bro, one of my favorite Pokemon to use competitively ever. You give this guy a Fig Club. Wait, yeah. You give this guy. Bro, I remember I had like in Sun and Moon, you had this battle tree. This was like this offline battle facility where you can battle NPCs. And it was like, bro, Marowak is so strong, I'm one-shotting everybody. Bro, I got like a 100 win streak or whatever. And I didn't have a Fig Club, I had like another club which didn't actually boost the attack of Marowak. Bro, I had like, and also I forgot to EV my Porygon, bro. Like, to give it bottle caps. I literally had like a Porygon, which like, its best DVs were like 10 or whatever, bro. And I like went absolutely crazy. I got like 150 like wins or whatever. It was insane, bro, with that team. But I still have no idea how I did it. But basically, You have a really good ability in Lightning Rod. You have 2 really good offensive types. Oh no, not change back. You have 2 really good offensive types. You are really slow, but you are slow enough to where everything actually can work under Tailwind, which I have done, as I have to say it's really good. And you have really good moves in the form of Flare Blitz, Poltergeist or Shadowbone, depending on how much of a pussy you are. No, just kidding. Boomerang, of course. Super good coverage. And now you will be able to terrestrialize with Scan to whatever you like. Bro, with Dynamax, I have beaten Pokemon like Landorus, Urshifu, Tapu Fini, whatever, all 1v1 like Groudon, stuff like this. I have beaten them all. I have done it all. Right? But with Terrestalise, bro, that's gonna be way more easy because at any point you can decide, let's just Terrestalise into the type that beats my counter, and then you can go brrr. So Marowak, super excited for this guy. Let's look at one more Terrestalise Pokemon that could be crazy. Maybe a Pokemon that's like let down by its defensive types. Definitely an Ice type. We have to talk about Ice types. Because as you guys know, Ice type is the defensively the weakest type of them all. The Manatee, oh yeah. Like this guy is uber in singles, and you guys know why. And why is it bad in VGC? Because of its bad defensive typing. Well, change this. Just change it, bro. You can just terrestrialize into a water type. Probably one of the best defensive typings ever. You only are going to have 2 weaknesses. Icicle Crash. Still gonna be stabbed. Gorilla Tactic is boosted. You can still have Flare Blitz on your water type. And this is still gonna one-shot everything because 140 base power. Gorilla Tactics 1.5 boosted. Give this guy a Choice Band or a Choice Scarf, doesn't matter. You will one-shot these grass types. And then again, after you killed the grass type, then you can terrestrialize into a water type. Maybe even switch up moves. We don't know about this yet, but maybe even switch up moves. I mean, you can also just terrestrialize into a fire type, one-shot everything in the sun, for example, with Flare Blitz. Like Choice Scarf, Manatee in the sun, and then you can also hit Icicle Crash on Pokemon like... Damn, I don't know what you would hit, but like basically like Flare Blitz in the sun go crazy. Or like water type moves. Like Waterfall, I guess. Right? This guy is gonna go crazy. You can also terrestrialize it into a ground type, also a rather good defensive typing, I guess. I don't know a lot about defensive typings, but like like if you just make this guy like less squishy, change its like you're still gonna have like you can also just terrestrialize it to an ice type and like go super all in with this Pokemon. I am super excited. Well, those are some fun things you can do with terrestrializing. If you wanna see loads of not fun things to do with terrestrializing, make sure to subscribe to other YouTubers. Haut rein. Ciao.